Thank you for joining us for Ask a Therapist, the Blue Cross Blue Shield of South Carolina series in which we speak with mental health professionals about issues many people face every day. I'm one of your hosts, Brindy McNair, and today we're joined by Lisa Hardy, an employee assistance professional, to talk about how to cope with anxiety. Is there a treatment for anxiety and anxiety disorders?
So treatments are varied. And again, we can take the literal technical word treatment, but let's pull it back a little bit and just, what are the things that we can do just for the symptoms of anxiety or a full-on anxiety disorder? And so again, we're going to start with some things. The two general categories are some psychotherapy, some self-help type things, and medication. Anxiety can reach a point where the neurotransmitters are affected, and it takes that medication to regulate the brain. And one thing that I can really get on my soapbox, but I won't, about is the stigma. We don't think anything about realizing that our blood pressure can get out of balance and need a medication, or, our heart or whatever. But for some reason, our brain and our emotions don't get that same grace. And so sometimes medications are a good answer. Other times it's going to be journaling, exercise, paying attention to our physical body, our nutrition. That absolutely plays a part in it, what we're eating. And then, of course, some of those very kind of clinical counseling techniques, exposure therapy, problem solving, and those type of things.
Previously, you used the term anxiety attack. How does someone know if they're experiencing an anxiety attack?
Everyone that's had one is now screaming out, this, because you will know. Sometimes it's that rapid heart rate. That's one of the very common ones. We know that people actually go to the hospital sometimes thinking they're having a heart attack, when in fact it's an anxiety or panic attack. Breathing, our breathing tends to get short and rapid, and you kind of can't get control of it. You literally can't. Take that nice deep breath, because if you can, that's going to help, and that's going to begin to help it subside. But again, in the attack, in the moment, sometimes you can't even do that. Sweating is common, crying, that intrusive thought, whatever you're kind of triggered it, and then you can't really focus on anything else. You can't make a decision. And often we use paralyzing to describe it as well. You just become weak physically as well as in that thought process, and paralyzed.
Okay, so what are some tips to cope with an anxiety or panic attack?
Having that plan, being intentional, having some things kind of ready. Generally, if you're by yourself, finding something to focus on, whether it's a picture on the wall, whatever it might be, begin to focus on that, doing some counting with your breaths. I am a scuba diver. That happens sometimes with divers. They become panic. And so what we do as instructors is come over to them, and we want them to look at us. And then just begin to sort of slow that breathing down. When you call and you're talking to your counselor, like, I've managed to call you and I'm in the middle of this attack, that's probably what you're going to hear. You're going to hear the counselor talk to you in a calm, soft, soothing voice. They're going to kind of stay with you.
We often hear anxiety linked to depression. Can anxiety lead to depression and vice versa?
When we think about some of the things I just shared about with how anxiety can really impede and impair you being able to engage in life and socialize and do some of those things, that can cause us then to begin to turn inward, be more withdrawn. And so, sure, that's going to mess again with those neurotransmitters. And so you may often see depression come in at that point.
Why is it important to address anxiety and to take the condition seriously?
Everybody deserves to live life to their fullest, to have the good things in life, to get good night's sleep, to be their best at work, all those things. And if anything is interfering with that, it's important. And the good news is anxiety is manageable. Whether we look at it as a little more of that symptom based on looking at the news or some other stressor, or we are looking at someone who truly has that as a diagnosis, it is treatable, it is manageable, and good things still can come about. We don't want to sweep it under the rug for ourselves or someone else.
We hope this discussion can help you or someone you know. Blue Cross Blue Shield of South Carolina members can call the number on the back of their insurance card for mental health resources. We hope you'll join us again for our next Ask a Therapist discussion.